Hidden in the ancient scrolls and buried under centuries of dust lies a tale of warrior women feared by kings and revered by legends. They were strong, ruthless, independent. They were the Amazons. But were they real? And if they lived only among women, how did they continue their bloodline? The truth is stranger than the myth. The Greeks spoke of them often, a society of women who lived without men, fought like Spartans, and chose death before surrender. Legends say they cut off their right breast to shoot arrows better. Their name? Amazon, possibly from the Greek Amazos, meaning without breast. But modern scholars now believe the myth was inspired by real warrior women. Nomads from the Eurasian steppes, like the Scythians and Sarmatians. These women hunted, fought, and rode horses, just like the men. In fact, 1/3 of female Scythian graves contain weapons and signs of battle injuries. The Amazons were said to live on the edge of the known world, in the lands north of the Black Sea. Some stories say they built cities of women only. Others describe them as living in tents, moving across grasslands like ghosts in the wind. They trained girls from childhood to ride and shoot. A bow became an extension of their arm, a blade, a second voice. They weren't just warriors, they were rulers and healers. They decided when and if they would take men, and for what purpose. Here's the question everyone wants answered. If the Amazons were all women, how did they have children? Ancient accounts suggest something shocking. The Amazons would mate with men from neighboring tribes, only for reproduction. Some stories say they kept male captives as breeding partners. But most historians believe they met with men once a year, often from tribes like the Gargareans. Daughters born were kept and raised as warriors. Sons? Some say they were sent back to their fathers. Others claim they were abandoned or enslaved. Fool? Maybe, but survival was the law. Amazons were not just myths and bedtime stories. They appeared in battle legends. They fought Hercules. They clashed with Achilles during the Trojan War. Even Alexander the Great was said to have met their queen. One Amazon queen, Penthesilea, entered the Trojan War and nearly defeated the Greeks, until Achilles killed her in battle. But legend says, when he saw her lifeless body, he wept, perhaps for her beauty, perhaps for the warrior he could never be. For centuries, people thought the Amazons were just stories. But in the 1990s, archaeologists uncovered graves in modern-day Russia and Kazakhstan. Inside, female skeletons with crushed bones, healed sword cuts, and weapons beside them. One even had a gold headdress, fit for a queen. Science confirmed it. These were real warrior women, independent, fierce, and very, very deadly. Today, the legend lives on in films, books, and comics. Wonder Woman is their modern heir, but behind the fantasy is a real legacy of freedom, strength, and defiance. This was just one forgotten chapter in history,